2 days before Christmas, I was on the fire truck. It was raining, and I saw a family huddled with a 6-year-old boy. They were homeless. So I called Dean Preston. By Christmas Eve, they were safe and warm in a family shelter. We were going down after a call down Haight Street. It's in our district, and it was a couple days, actually it was the day before Christmas Eve, and it was raining. And I do mean raining. And that Christmas was there was predicted to be rain on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And while we were driving, I saw a family, it's Haight Street, so you see a lot of transients and homeless people. But this one caught my eye because it was a wife, a husband, and he had to be 6, 7 years old. And it's raining and it's before Christmas, and it had a sign. And something said, well, one, that's not right. But something told me I need to go talk to those people. So I had my guys go around the block. We stopped, and I got out and I had a conversation with them. I said, hey, why are you out here in the rain? And the guy said, hey, I just lost my job a couple months ago. And then the wife said she had lost her job, and they had spent all their money trying to just keep a roof over their head, and they finally didn't have enough money to pay the rent. So they were living out of their car. And I said, so you don't have any place to go? You don't have any place for this child to be out of the rain during Christmas? And they said no. So, that right then I got my phone. I called up, a church that I know that I deal with a lot, and I asked them if they had any room for this family. And they said that they were at capacity, that they could not bring them in because they'd have to move someone else out. And then I said, you know what, I'm going to call Dean. It's Dean's district. So I called Dean Preston up, and I said, Dean, I'm sitting right in here in front of this family, and there's a 6-year-old child in the rain who's going to spend Christmas out here without a roof over his head. I said, is there anything you can do to help? He said, hold on a second. He was talking to one of his assistants in the background. He said, tell me where you are, and I'm going to have somebody to call you right back. So I told him where I was on Haight Street. I think we're near Haight and Ashbury, actually. And literally 2 to 3 minutes later, one of his aides, Jennifer, she called back, and she said, okay, we're going to have somebody come by. Tell them to stay right there. We're going to have somebody come by and get them. And we're going to see if we can put them in a shelter right now. And so they literally came and picked them up, put them in a shelter, and then ended up getting them some type of housing. But the main thing is that kid didn't spend Christmas in the rain outside in a car. And I don't know any other politician that I've dealt with that would have had the instant, and I do mean instant, I'm on it, this is not right, we can't have a family and a little child sitting out in the rain before Christmas. And he went right to work and ended up getting that family a place to stay. And to me, that is every instance I've dealt with Dean, and I've dealt with him before he even became elected. Every instance I've dealt with him, when he says he's going to help, he helps. And what else do you want from a politician? Do I agree with Dean on everything he does? No, because we have different, I'm really conservative. He's not as conservative. And he has his convictions, I have mine. But at the core of every politician, it's supposed to be to help people, to help the constituency, to help people better their lives. And he just did it for that family. And what else can you say? How people don't know this, and if I haven't really told this story, actually, this is only the second time I've told anybody about this, because it's not my nature to publicize what I do, and I didn't want to, publicize what he does. But I think it's important because I hear other people talking about what Dean does and what Dean doesn't do, and I'm like, well, you don't really know the person. There's no way you know who Dean Preston is, because that's what you're talking about is not what I've noticed and what I've lived and what I've seen with my own eyes. And so to me, That is what we should all hope and aspire that our politicians do. Do what they say. If someone's in need, they help. And Dean Preston helped.